Tonight, a Las Vegas teen who's been fighting serious heart problems since before he was born just got the party of his dreams. Make-A-Wish Nevada turned his love of Mexican banda music into a full-blown celebration. 18-year-old Emmanuel Rodriguez Garcia was surprised with the Mexican banda-themed party, complete with live music, colorful piñatas, and packed dance floors. Garcia lives with a congenital heart condition he was diagnosed with before birth. He's undergone 3 open heart surgeries, takes daily medication, but his family calls him their joyful party boy. They say music is his language, and when the banda starts playing, his face lights up and he starts to dance and his smile fills the room.